Hey there, good morning everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of the 30 most important albums in hard rock and heavy metal history. We are at day 7. All right, day 7, 30 days in November. The 30 albums that I feel are some of the most important albums in what we now know as heavy rock music or hard rock, heavy metal, right? Heavy music. Heavy music. These are the albums that help make heavy music what it is today, right? So we're doing these chronologically, so I've started in the 60s and I'm kind of moving my way through to more recent times, or as more recent as I think we need to go, as far as having albums that came out that, made some tremendous impact on the heavy music that we listen to. So this particular one, another 1969 baby here. This one came out in February. And this is probably, one of the albums that was chiefly responsible for punk rock, okay? Garage rock, that sort of thing. And right now, it's time to kick out the jams, motherfuckers, because the MC5 kick out the jams. One of the great bands out of Detroit, who in their right mind releases as their debut album a live album. Nobody has the balls to do that, but the MC5 did. So this was released on Elektra Records, produced by Jack Holzman and Bruce Botnick. Yes, that Bruce Botnick, who worked with the Doors. The MC5 at the time comprised of Rob Tyner on lead vocals, the man with the big hair, Wayne Kramer on lead guitars, lead vocals, backing vocals, Fred, Mr. Sonic himself, Smith on rhythm guitar, Michael Davis on bass guitar, and Dennis Thompson on drums. So this is basically 30 some odd minutes of raucous rock and roll recorded at the Grand Ballroom, Detroit, Michigan, right around Halloween time. October 30th and 31st, actually. So 8 songs, really all you need. And it's just raucous garage rock. Like I said, there was no punk. There was no punk rock at the time. But bands like the MC5 and the Stooges, that was very helpful in formulating what we later called punk rock. But at the same time, this was just thought of as just more heavy music, right? More post-psychedelia, garage rock, proto-punk, proto-metal, garage rock, hard rock, whatever. It was just loud, raucous, in-your-face music, lots of riffing, lots of frenzied soloing, lots of just, crazy vocals, and just a whole, we don't give a shit attitude, have a good time, but we're a dangerous band, right? So, Ramblin' Rose, the title track, Kick Out the Jams, Fast and Frantic. It's very possible that a lot of bands on the new wave of British heavy metal scene were listening to stuff like this when they were kids, right? Before they actually started to get an idea that we're going to do something, in this thing called heavy metal, because there are a lot of the new wave of British heavy metal bands who had a real punk vibe to them. What else? Come Together, Rocket Reducer number 62, Rama Lama Fa Fa Fa. Come on, this great stuff here. Borderline, Motor City is Burning, better believe it is. I Want You Right Now, and Starship, the big epic, to kind of finish it all off, which is a little bit different than everything else on the album, but very, very cool stuff. This is, and for me, the MC5 have a handful of releases. For me, this is by far the best thing they ever did, because they kind of, each album that came after this was a little bit different, not quite the impact of this. There was something about this band right off the bat, on stage, captured with all that just unbridled energy, made for some good music, energetic, raucous, dangerous. That was the MC5. Kick Out the Jams is your pick for today. Very, very important to this whole thing called hard rock and metal. And yeah, they don't sound like Black Sabbath, they don't sound like Led Zeppelin or Deep Purple, but there is that energy that was always so important to a lot of heavy metal bands. So you got to give the MC5 a little bit of credit. They've got to be in this conversation somewhere. So they are today, day 7. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Stay tuned tomorrow for another selection. I think tomorrow might kind of surprise you. I think tomorrow's pick originally wasn't going to include. The more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I kind of have to for the reasons that I'll give tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content. We've got the link also below for our to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as the link to our merch page, as well as the link to seatranquility.org, the webzine that has been flying high on the internet for 20 years this year. So thanks for watching. I'm Pete Pardo. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.